Hi, my name is Erin, and today's book is Lucas the Lion Fights Leukemia. This was an interprofessional children's book project put together by students at Butler University, and their names are Erica Gouger, Kevin Rhinesmith, Megan Fitzgerald, Camille Bates, Savannah Codillo, Alex Maurer, and Kelsey Lucas. Lucas the lion just turned 7, and his mane was beginning to grow. First grade was starting, and Lucas was excited to conquer the monkey bars with his friends. Lucas couldn't wait until recess that day. When it finally came, he ran as fast as he could to the monkey bars. Lucas felt like he was on top of the world as he swung from bar to bar. But all of a sudden, his hand slipped and he crashed to the ground. Lucas was okay, but he knew he was going to have a lot of bruises. Sure enough, when Lucas got home, he was covered with black and blue bruises. His parents were worried because Lucas seemed to get bruises every day, and his bruises took a long time to heal. Lucas's parents decided it was a good idea to visit Lucas's pediatrician, Dr. Patrick the Penguin, to find out if Lucas was okay. Lucas liked Dr. Patrick because he always gave him a sucker at the end of the checkup. But this time, it wasn't just a checkup. His mom and dad thought he was sick, and that made Lucas nervous. In the exam room, Lucas showed Dr. Patrick all of his bruises. Lucas's mom told Dr. Patrick about his symptoms. Lucas was tired all the time. He got a lot of fevers, and he was always covered in bruises. At the end of the exam, Dr. Patrick decided to send Lucas to a special doctor called a pediatric oncologist. The oncologist's name was Dr. Mary the Monkey. She had lots of jokes and kept Lucas laughing. He forgot to be scared until she told him that he would need something called a bone marrow biopsy. She would give Lucas anesthesia to make him fall asleep during the biopsy. Lucas was scared, but Dr. Mary assured him that everything was going to be okay. Lucas fell asleep laughing at one of Dr. Mary's jokes. The biopsy only took 30 minutes, and just like she said, Dr. Mary took great care of Lucas. After the procedure, Dr. Mary and other doctors ran tests on the biopsy to try to figure out why Lucas was sick. When it was time to go home, Dr. Mary gave Lucas a coloring book. Dr. Mary said that the coloring would help him forget about the hospital's scary tests and make the next 2 days go by quickly. Lucas was very excited to use his new coloring book. After 2 days, it was time to return to Dr. Mary's office. Lucas wasn't sure what to think. He liked Dr. Mary a lot, but he was scared to hear the test results. In her office, Dr. Mary told Lucas and his parents that she had some serious news. Lucas had a type of cancer called acute lymphocytic leukemia, or ALL. Lucas didn't know what cancer or leukemia meant. All he knew that his mom and dad looked sad and scared. Dr. Mary turned to Lucas and said, "I want you to think of ALL as a bunch of bad guys who are living inside your bones. They're trying to hurt you. You, me, and all the doctors here are going to start fighting those bad guys. I have a lot of practice fighting this type of bad guy, and I'm good at my job. So my next question for you is, are you ready to fight the bad guys with me?" Lucas thought for a minute. It sounded scary having all those bad guys inside of him. But Dr. Mary said she could help. He knew that Dr. Mary was one of the good guys, so he looked up at her and nodded his head. Dr. Mary began to explain Lucas's treatment plan. Lucas was a bit confused because Dr. Mary used some big words like chemotherapy. "What is chemotherapy?" Lucas asked. Dr. Mary said that chemotherapy was a powerful medicine used to fight the bad guys. Lucas would need to come back to the hospital for chemotherapy infusions. He would also need to take medicines to help fight the cancer. Dr. Mary said if he mixed the medicine with ice cream, it would be easier to take, and Lucas loved ice cream. Dr. Mary said chemotherapy was really good at fighting bad guys, but it had some negative side effects. Sometimes the chemotherapy would make Lucas feel sick. He might have some headaches and some tummy aches. It would also make Lucas's mane fall out. When Dr. Mary explained that, Lucas was pretty upset. He was really proud of his mane. He was beginning to look a lot like his dad. On his first day of treatment, Lucas was nervous. When he got to the hospital, everyone told him how brave he was, but Lucas didn't think he was brave. He was too scared to be brave. During his treatment, Lucas needed to get an IV placed to help the chemotherapy get into his body. The IV kind of felt like it was getting a shot. It only hurt for a second. Lucas thought maybe he wasn't so scared after all. He was beginning to feel brave. After a few weeks of treatment, Lucas began to feel the side effects that Dr. Mary talked about. He had lots of tummy aches and his mane fell out in clumps. Lucas was angry that his mane fell out and also sad because now he didn't look like his dad. Lucas was embarrassed and hid under his covers when it was time for school. He didn't want the kids at school to laugh at him. Lucas's mom let him stay home for one day, and she began to plan a special surprise for him. Later that day, his mom came upstairs and showed him the special surprise. She had bought many different bandanas that Lucas could wear on his head. There was one of every color and even a tie-dye one. Lucas's mom told him the orange bandana was special because the color orange represented the fight against leukemia. Lucas tried on every single bandana. He looked at himself in the mirror and picked out his favorite ones. Lucas decided that the bandanas were pretty cool. He was both excited and nervous to wear one to school the next day. When Lucas opened the door to his class the next day, he heard a great big surprise! He looked up and saw everyone in his class had orange bandanas on just like him. He couldn't believe it. He felt happy that everyone was supporting him. Lucas forgot all about his mane that day as he proudly wore his bandana. Leukemia was scary, and Lucas knew there were a lot of bad guys left to fight. But with the love and support of his friends, family, teachers, and doctors, Lucas knew he could win the fight against leukemia. The end. This book also has a word bank or glossary in the back for kids. And my favorite part, coloring pages. Today, art therapy is widely practiced in a variety of settings, including hospitals and inpatient centers, to treat those who are suffering from adverse health conditions such as cancer. Art can prompt emotional expression, improve relationships, encourage self-confidence, control anxiety or depression, and distract a patient from pain or discomfort. Within the field of pediatric oncology, art therapy is primarily used to restore a patient's self-image and help them make better sense of complicated problems. Children's coloring books are a vital tool in children's healthcare in aiding young patient healing. This coloring book with a detailed storyline can help readers express their hidden or confused feelings. It also serves as an educational resource that answers questions that the patient, their parents, or loved ones may have. Lucas the Lion Fights Leukemia combines art therapy and children's literature to help all ages fight leukemia.